The chattering mind is like a restless river, jumping from stone to stone, never still. We try to silence it, to tame it, but the more force we use, the louder it echoes, like wind trapped in a jar. The paradox is gentle. Control arises from letting go. Just observe. Be silent within, like someone listening to the rain without wishing it would stop. When the mind is watched without resistance, it softens. Like autumn leaves, thoughts fall, one by one on their own. Don't fight thought. Just witness it. In pure, effortless seeing, peace reveals itself. To observe the mind without judgment, it's like watching the sky without wishing the clouds away. Just seeing with a quiet heart, each thought that passes, without blame, without clinging. This pure awareness, soft as the wind, tries to change nothing. And by not trying, it transforms everything. When there is no judgment, there is space. And in that quiet space, the mind finds rest. It is in this gentle silence that true clarity arises, not as something forced, but like dawn's light, arriving effortlessly, simply being. It is in the everyday that the ego reveals itself. In the careless word, the subtle critique, the quiet hunger to be seen, the judgment rising without warning. To watch these movements with honesty and open eyes is to light a candle in the dark. The light of awareness touches what was hidden and shows us the mind often acts more from habit than from truth. There's no need to fix, only to see deeply. For in the simple act of seeing begins our true freedom. Throughout the day, jot down your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, as one might gather seashells left by the tide, not to judge, but to truly see. At night, gently revisit what you wrote, with no rush, no blame. In those forgotten traces, the roots of your inner patterns emerge. This simple practice is a quiet mirror, where the self appears without disguise. In the soft flame of awareness, what was hidden begins to dissolve. Self-knowledge is not effort, it is presence. And presence is true freedom. To know oneself is to meditate without effort. It is a walk inward, step by step, with open eyes for whatever arises, a thought, a desire, a wound. In this gentle observation, with no judgment, no escape, the ego begins to dissolve like mist before the sun of awareness. There's no need to control, only to see the inner movement with a calm and present heart. True meditation doesn't live only in closed eyes, but in living life, in gestures, in words, in silence. To know oneself is to touch the wisdom that has always been waiting to be seen. Reality doesn't reveal itself to eyes clouded by beliefs, memories, or borrowed truths. It opens only to a mind that is free. Free from the past, from inherited voices, from the mold society has shaped. When the mind drops its conditioning, rests in silence, and seeks nothing, something pure begins to arise. It is not a taught truth, nor a second-hand vision, but a living discovery, born from the fertile stillness of awareness. Only a quiet, unattached mind can truly touch the real. And in that touch, there is no effort, only presence and clarity. To observe yourself without filter, without the urge to change or judge, is like gazing at the sky without asking for clouds or sun. It is simply seeing with quiet eyes and an open heart. In this pure seeing, a rare freedom is born. The me that compares, resists, and divides begins to dissolve. The gap between the observer and the observed fades, and conflict melts into the silence of understanding. To observe without choice is to embrace what is, without mask, without resistance. And in that open space, true transformation unfolds. Not because we strive to change, but because we finally see with clarity. To observe with full attention, without haste, without naming, is like opening a window inward. A quiet energy arises, not from effort, but from pure presence. In this silent gaze, the illusory self begins to dissolve, like mist touched by morning light. There's no struggle, no resistance, only a clarity that blooms on its own. This is the energy of attentive observation, a serene force, able to transform without harm, to dissolve without noise. When we observe this way, we see life with new eyes, and each moment becomes sacred. Life brings many questions, but the answer is not outside. It lives in the quiet honesty of turning inward. Self-knowledge is the light that clears the fog. It's not about chasing ready-made truths, but gently observing moment by moment the subtle movements of the mind and heart. When we see ourselves as we are, without masks, without defense, ignorance fades and freedom begins to bloom. In that clear mirror of awareness, wisdom is born, not as an idea, but as living truth. To know oneself is the most beautiful path, for in it, all becomes clear. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss more tips like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.